Hello everyone and welcome to another YCS Insight video. Today we're going to be talking about knife crime. This is a subject that has been in the news a lot over the past few years, to the point that in June 2019 the statistics for England and Wales were at an 8-year high.
Coronavirus, however, seems to have impacted this, as in 2020 violent crime offences across London dropped by 26%.
Nevertheless, knife crime remains an important focus for the police and something that could be severely important and impact upon your life if you are caught with a knife in public. So in this video we're going to cover 5 consequences about carrying a knife. Knives are covered under the Criminal Justice Act 1988, which states that you are not permitted to have an offensive weapon in a public place without lawful authority or reasonable excuse. So this actually covers a lot of potential weapons, including any knife, blade or razor blade, any axe, any sword, or any other item with a blade always sharply pointed.
Carrying a knife doesn't make you safer. While some people have been known to carry knives to intimidate or scare people away from them, in fact it has been shown that people who carry knives are more likely to be injured or hospitalised, so your risk of danger increases significantly.
Emergency departments have reported that many carriers of knives are actually admitted for treatment after having injured themselves.
The legal consequences can be severe. Just being in possession of a knife can land you years in prison, an unlimited fine, and a criminal record. No court will accept the excuse that you are carrying it for protection or holding it for someone else.
There is no safe place to stab someone. A serious stab wound can ensure you lose a critical amount of blood in minutes. Many parts of the body have arteries, including the arms and legs. Severe trauma caused by knives, no matter the size, will very likely lead to severe blood loss to the victim. A cut to the spinal cord can lead to paralysis for life, so it's important to realise that knife injury will likely have a critical and sometimes terminal impact upon the victim. Even if someone survives a knife attack, the ongoing consequences could be severe. Victims have been faced with mental health problems, anxiety, depression and fear of going outside. The offender can also face ongoing consequences. Aside from prison, offenders can also face ongoing issues related to a knife attack. Many will report PTSD and associated mental health problems following the incident. Also, a criminal record will impact your life for a long time to come when it comes to job opportunities, as you will be restricted from many careers such as working with children, the elderly, or even being a bouncer or a security guard. Also, some countries such as the USA and Canada will not permit entry for people with criminal records, even for a holiday. The families of both victim and offender are caught up in the impact. Loss of a loved one is the most serious impact, but if there is paralysis or ongoing care issues to deal with, a family may have to take this on with no preparation or potentially any help. In many cases, this could even cause the breakup of families, as the pressure to cope rises.
Just the decision of carrying a knife can cause many lives to potentially be caught up in the aftermath of an incident, and the consequences for many people begin to spiral out of control. If you are worried about the potential effects of carrying knives either by yourself or someone you know, we recommend visiting www.knifefree.co.uk and www.fearless.org. We have also made a video that focuses on the resources and helplines that are related to knife crime in particular, so watch out for that video coming very soon. We hope this video was of value to you. Why not follow us on social media to find more videos like this?
was 26 when he was murdered. He was a man, and he'd grown into a very compassionate and caring person. James came into the lounge at about 10:30, and he said, "I'm popping out to see my friends and I'll see you later." And we said, "Okay, have fun, take care, and have you got a key?" And those were our last words. And at around midnight, Charlotte burst into our bedroom. We were fast asleep. And she was screaming that James had been stabbed. Well, that was just the beginning of the complete and utter disbelief.
Yeah, I mean...
That it could happen to James where we live, and we couldn't think of what reason there could possibly be for James having been stabbed. And the humour came through from an incredibly early age. I reckon he was 9 months old at the most, when we had that moment in the kitchen.
Feeding himself and then deciding that, do you know what, would it be a good idea to put this bowl of Weetabix on top of my head, or was it spaghetti bolognese?
Spaghetti bolognese, yeah.
I'll just sort of see if it fits. And it did, and everything came over, and he thought that was amazing. We always knew he was popular. I didn't realise the amount of love people have for James.
And quite a few had said that they wouldn't be where they are today had it not been James helping them through their difficult times. So he was a special friend. Scene at the top of the high street as we approached was just ambulance on ambulance.
Sea of blue lights.
Yeah, we abandoned
it.
The car on the side of the road and ran across.
Ran across to James.
But we were very quickly asked to move to one side because the paramedics were doing open heart surgery on James. So we stood just in shock, complete shock.
Yeah, after what we'd just witnessed.
For about an hour. And they worked on him constantly and then came and told us that he'd passed away. But of course it turns out that James was walking along the road, minding his own business, on the phone to his girlfriend. And whatever happened in a matter of seconds. From the phone getting cut off to James collapsing on the high street 100 yards, 150 yards away within 34 seconds. And the lady who was the head judge made a comment, didn't she, that summed everything up for us. And she said, when James was walking down the road on, minding his own business on his phone, he posed no threat whatsoever to those brothers.
He's lived in Aldridge all his life, and the route he was taking was a perfectly normal route for him to take from A to B to come home, and then 34 seconds from being on your way home to not getting home.
Yeah, 100 to 150 yards from our front door.
And only popping out for an hour to touch base with your friends, and he drank a pint of water. He would be completely beside himself if he saw the agony that we're
Yeah, yeah, he absolutely
experiencing on a
would.
day-to-day basis, he would be so upset. Don't do it. And if you feel you obviously need some guidance in your life, you need some support, you're looking for something, there are plenty of people out there, plenty of organisations out there, your own family, friends that you trust. Turn to them and get that help that you need. Somebody there. There will always be somebody out there for you.
Don't be afraid to
Don't
ask.
be afraid to ask.